also another pillar of Sai Baba's message. The first pillar, Satya or truth, reveals the nature of man and his universe. The second pillar, Dharma, sets forth the context within which man may appropriately live his life for the purpose of realizing God. Dharma, therefore, means righteousness, duty, morality, virtue, justice, the discovery of the proper path of one's life, the ideals of a higher life. Each of us has a Dharma, a path, and the discovery of that path and the goal of liberation to which it leads is the reason for living. A dharmic act is in accordance with righteousness. An adharmic or non-dharmic act is in opposition to the flow of mankind's peaceful evolution toward God.
Man must dedicate himself to Dharma and be engaged always in Dharma so that he may live in peace and the world may enjoy peace. In all worldly activities, you should be careful not to wound propriety or the canons of good nature. You should not play false to the promptings of the inner voice. You should be prepared at all times to respect the appropriate dictates of conscience. You must be ever vigilant to discover the truth behind all this scintillating variety. This is the entire duty of man, your Dharma. Every unselfish act which prepares the ground for the merging of the soul with the oversoul, which broadens the vision toward the basic God immanent everywhere, is a dharmic act. Each such act is a tiny stream that swells the river of holiness rushing toward the sea of absolute God realization. Your acts and activities are all rituals in the worship of the supreme God that pervades the universe. Whatever is done in an attitude of dedication and surrender is a component of the Dharma which leads to realization. Dharma cannot be restricted to any particular society or nation, for it is closely bound with the fortunes of the entire living world. It is a flame of light that can never be extinguished. It is not for any particular caste, religion, or nation. It is the very breath for humans everywhere. People refer to various duties, rights, and obligations, but these are not the basic truth of Dharma. They are only means and methods of regulating the complications of living. They are not fundamental. All these moral codes and approved behaviors are prompted by the need to cater to two types of creatures, two types of natures, the masculine and the feminine. They connote gross and subtle, inert and conscious, the all-pervading duet. All creation came about by the interrelation of the inert and conscious. So too, all the various mores have emerged on account of this bifurcation. All this ramification and elaboration of Dharma is due to this, the masculine and feminine. Therefore, the chief Dharma for the practical progress of the world is the moral conduct and behavior of these two. Dharma has no prejudice or partiality. It is imbued with truth and justice. Name and fame, honor and dishonor, vice and wickedness, good and bad, are all equal and uniform for both men and women. There is no such thing as women alone being bound by the rules of Dharma. Just as a woman should consider one person as her husband, man too has to be faithful to one woman as his wife. Man must honor his wife as an embodiment of the feminine aspect of God and act in accordance with her wishes. Then only can he deserve the status of man. So too, she has to consider her husband as an embodiment of the masculine aspect of God and minister to him and follow his desires for the fulfillment of her duty. Women are the backbone of progress, the heart of the nation. They play the chief role in the Dharma of life here on earth. Woman's mission is to lay down the canons of rightness and morality. No nation can be built except on the culture of its women. they must provide children with moral and spiritual training. When the mother is imbued with Dharma, the children get the benefit. When she is skilled in morals, the children learn to be moral. The level of education among women decides whether a country is to prosper or decline. Her acts and conduct are crucial factors. I do not declare that women should not be educated. Whatever they study, if they are endowed with good qualities accompanied by dharmic actions and spiritual disciplines, then their study